Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Market Misfits. So we're looking at the Bitcoin 1 hour chart, just currently at the moment, waiting to see if we're going to break the all-time high. So we spiked up like $100 past the all-time high yesterday. Still looking for a liquidity grab up here and then a possible retracement. The area you're looking for here is around 50K. We're going to get closer and take a closer look at the charts in just a moment. Let's take a look at the coin market cap data. So on the coin market cap data, we are at extreme greed still. We've gone up 3 points since yesterday, further into the green. Bitcoin, we are up on the week still 5.29%. 24 hours, we are up 4.5%. On the hour, it looks like we could be about to see a move here. Another reason why we got on the call. So with XRP, we're just now breaking past even on the week, and we are down on the 24 hours. So we had a big drop down on XRP. We're going to be taking a closer look at that chart in just a minute. On the hour, it looks like we could be getting ready to make a move with Bitcoin here. So one thing that we've been wanting to cover is the lawsuit with Ripple and XRP. So a lot of people, there's a big misconception that the lawsuit is over, and the lawsuit is not over. The people that moved the market, the secondary sales to institutions, that is what is still holding in court. So we're going to take a look at this article, and we're going to take a look at the charts. So why is this important? Because the institutions are who's going to make the price go up. So it's not retail traders. So retail traders only account for a very small percentage of who moves the market. So we need the institutions want their money as safe, and they want to reduce risk as much as possible. So with a looming lawsuit against institutional sales, that is pushing them away. So let's get into this article and we'll get a closer look at the charts. Coinbase lawsuit hints SEC won't settle with Ripple. An XRP community member said the recent development in the Coinbase insider trading lawsuit suggests that the SEC may not settle with Ripple. So this sentiment overall seems kind of bearish. It seems, not good for right now. That's why we have this in green, because I'm expecting to see a victory for Ripple or a settlement out of this, despite what this is saying. So knowing that the banks and funds, hedge funds, all these people, they own. So considering that all the banks own the media, to see negative sentiment a lot of the times for us is a green light. With the U.S. court recently declaring that certain crypto assets traded on secondary markets are securities, there are ongoing speculations that the case between SEC and Ripple could be heading towards a second circuit. Background of Coinbase insider trading case. So they're going to relate this to what happened with Coinbase. For context, the declaration was made on March 1st in the insider trading lawsuit relating to Coinbase former product manager Aishan Wahi, his brother Nikhil, and friend Samir Ramani. Recall that SEC charged the trio with insider trading in 2022, although the SEC settled its charges against the Wahi brothers in 2023. The court could not arrive at a decision for Ramani because he fled the country to avoid criminal prosecution for the charges brought against him in the lawsuit. Consequently, the court recently issued a default judgment against Ramani, who profited nearly $1 million from the illicit activity. A default judgment is issued when a defendant does not respond to a court summons. In recent rulings, the court emphasized that Ramani engaged in trading selected tokens in the secondary market. It also added that the tokens involved constitute investment contracts under the Howey test. Diverse views about secondary market sales. Notably, the ruling could significantly impact the broader crypto market, as many stakeholders have agreed that crypto assets sold on secondary markets are not securities. So this really isn't just about XRP, even though it's being influenced the most right now. This could have impact, and it does have an impact on the whole market. For instance, the SEC versus Ripple case saw federal judge declare that the defendant did not violate federal securities laws by selling XRP to retail investors through programmatic sales on digital exchanges. Controversially, U.S. District Judge Jed Rakoff disagreed with Judge Annalisa Torres's reasoning in the SEC case against Terraform Labs. No settlement until circuit affirms Ripple victory. with another district declaring that certain crypto assets traded in the secondary markets constitute securities. There are speculations that Ripple case will not end in a settlement until the Second Circuit affirms Judge Torres' decision. A popular XRP community member, Prosperity Fund, shared speculation on the X platform. So just saying that another district judge had a different opinion than Annalisa Torres. SEC could appeal Ripple victory. According to Prosperity Fund, the SEC may appeal Judge Torres' decision in the secondary circuit in an attempt to overturn the ruling. The SEC had previously moved to file an immediate appeal challenging the ruling. However, Judge Torres denied the request, ordering the securities regulators to hold on until pending issues are resolved. At the moment, the only pending issue with the Ripple case is the remedies phase, the stage. So this is where they're going to summarize everything up and decide, what the penalties are, if any, or if there's going to be a settlement. At the moment, the only pending issue in the Ripple case is the remedies phase. This stage will determine the appropriate penalty or fine that could be levied against Ripple following its violation of federal securities law by selling XRP to institutional clients. So this is a big part of the picture right here that a lot of people are missing. They're like, well, the lawsuit's over, but it's only halfway over. And really, if you look at it in contrast from retail, the impact that retail has on the market to institution, it's still 99.9% not solved. So just to put that into context for anybody out there that's wondering what is happening and why, is this court case manipulated from the government, and is it dragging out and everything because there's a hidden agenda? I think so, but we're talking about it in these types of ways because this is what is resulting. This is the show that they're putting on. And personally, I just think that this is happening to get most of retail to drop their bags and say that they're done with XRP because they don't want any of them holding it. Why else would there be this much resistance? Only because there's strength there. That's the way that we see it. Legal experts believe the court will issue its final judgment in the Ripple case this year. It remains to be seen whether the SEC will appeal the decision regarding Ripple's programmatic sales. Judge Torres' decision won't be overturned. Meanwhile, top legal experts like John Deaton predict that the secondary circuit will not overturn Judge Torres' ruling. The prominent legal expert who recently declared interest in running against Senator Elizabeth Warren in an upcoming U.S. Senate election stated that Judge Torres issued Ripple ruling strictly by applying the rules to the facts of the case. However, if the secondary circuit eventually overturned the decision, Attorney Deaton said the case would still be remanded by Judge Torres, who would likely arrive at the same decision. Yeah, so it would probably be very wise to go against her own ruling at the second glance. So, just a little food for thought there. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart, and we're going to look at altcoins, and then of course we're going to take a look at XRP. So back over here on the 1 hour, as you all know, we've had a crazy run up. And so this is from a shortage in supply and the halving coming up. Also, the inflows from the Bitcoin ETFs have caused Bitcoin price to skyrocket. So yesterday we pushed slightly over the all-time high into about $100 over the all-time high. But what we're looking for is a bigger grab up here. And then we want to eventually see the all-time high as support. And if this does not happen, or if it does happen, this is another thing that we're looking for, is a distribution phase to come out down closer to the 50K mark before returning. So we are waiting, and honestly, this would be better if we got this over with, because we have not retraced in forever. And so buying above the all-time high, even with the confirmation, is still just a little bit more risky to us than if we get a retracement first, because we've gone up so far on Bitcoin with almost no retracements. So let's take a look at the altcoin market. We have a similar formation here on the altcoin market, minus this shoulder is a little bit off over here. So what we're seeing is almost an inverse head and shoulders. We're lacking this portion of the shoulder, but if we add it in here like this, with this liquidity grab down low, there was a sell-off. I'm sure a lot of people were assuming there would be a sell-off near the all-time high. and we did get one. We actually went all the way down to 254 billion for the altcoin market if we're excluding the top 10, and that's what we're doing over here. So we're wanting to get a better gauge across the broader crypto market without the large cap projects in sight. But this is overall, this is looking bullish to us. So for the altcoin market, we'll be looking for a break right across this neckline and actually this is the point of interest right here. Here our nearest resistance at around 310 billion. Let's go out to the daily time frame. So looking at the larger scale of things, we still have a ways to go until our resistance is actually out on the weekly. So you can see we started to pull back as we got here closer to these closes at around 353 billion for the altcoin market, excluding the top 10. So a push past here, and our next resistance will be here at around 421 billion. And then right here at the tippity top, 470 billion. Then we'll have the top blown off of the altcoin market, but not really expecting for this to happen until we see one of the scenarios where we pass the all-time high and claim it as support for Bitcoin. Here we are at XRP. Actually dropped this in the group earlier. You guys, if you're not in Market Misfits Academy on Facebook, come over to Market Misfits Academy on Facebook. There's a public page and a private group. You want to send an invite to the private group. So this is where we're keeping everybody more up to date with more news and analysis from inside of the group. It's a live community and it's 100% for free. So here we are. You can see that we did come down and we got a big retracement off of XRP yesterday whenever Bitcoin retraced. So it actually took a huge nosedive. Our resistance on the weekly, the price to be on the weekly, is this point here. Are these points here or these closed? We want to see a close for bulls. We want to see a close over 67. So 267 basically. 66 and a half would 66 and a half would not really be clear enough on the weekly for us. So we're looking at least 67, 68 to see a candle over this. Really 68, around 68 and a half would be nice and clear on the weekly. We have four days, a little over 4 days left to go on the weekly. Let's take a closer look and go into the daily time frame. So we switch charts over here to our daily time frame. On another chart, we're looking at the bit stamp over here on a different chart. So we're just going to take a brief review on what's happening on the daily. So you can see our inverse head and shoulders here. So here's our inverse head and shoulders on the daily. We have a upside down head and shoulder. So if you're new, this is the left shoulder, or actually the right shoulder, head and left shoulder, but it's upside down. So it's the left shoulder. So look at these jabs coming down off of XRP. So with so many people long and bullish on XRP, you can only expect to see this stuff continue. So we have barely escaped our position getting wiped out on XRP. So we'd put the SL right where it should be on an S on a inverse head and shoulders, and that's past the shoulder here. So we have not come down and wiped this out. We have had a position get wiped out in the positive, but other than that, we have hit 3 of our long targets. So our next target on the daily is going to be 67,360, and then up to 70, almost 71 cents, just before 71 cents before this point right here. So we take a little bit closer look in. What do we have right before the drop here? We had a rising channel into this resistance up here. So naturally it broke down. We did see some buying back at the neckline. If we drag this neckline over here, you can see that we've tested this neckline several times right here. So at one hand, it shows that maybe the price is being suppressed. Maybe investors are scaled, institutional investors are, the risk is too high with the court case still pending, so this is why we're seeing this kind of price action. In my opinion, it's one of the heavily most manipulated assets or instruments that there is, or either it's the most manipulated in price or it's the most manipulated scam ever. So I'm leaning more towards institutions dragging this out with the court date and suppressing the price because of what Ripple and XRP offer for the world, for the banking world, and for decentralization. So they can send payments across the globe, overseas, anywhere in the world in seconds for a very small fraction of what central banks charge. So this would be a huge, huge um, obstacle for central banks, as that's how they make their money. And here's a company coming in saying that, hey, we're going to do it a lot faster, more secure, and cheaper than you are. Well, what we get out of this, we get a long, drawn out court case, you guys. So, if you're new to investing or to trading, then you just got to keep in mind, if I was the institution or if I was the government, well, what would I be doing if I wanted to accumulate as much of this asset as possible? I would probably suppress the price, maybe hide the price, keep the price down low so we can continue to buy as much as possible. JP Morgan and several other places have been caught doing this exact same thing with gold and other endless amounts of evidence on other instruments other than gold. So just because it's in the gold market doesn't mean that it can't come over here to the crypto market, because it's here and it's very apparent when you look at these jabs like this and you see these spikes. So this is where we are on the day. Let's take a closer look in at the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, it's looking kind of closer, like we are maybe going to continue down here. If we do continue down, because we are seeing a rising channel, right here, and the previous trend is down, and the previous momentum was down. We actually broke structure point right here at around 61 cents on the day, and or on the 4-hour, sorry, and this candle did close. With all that being said, though, this does not by any means mean that this chart is going to continue down. If Bitcoin goes and claims the all-time high as support, we expect XRP to start to do something. I know a lot of people out there are probably tired of hearing XRP already, and to be honest, that's not a professional mindset when it comes to investing and trading. If you're looking at all the negativity as negativity instead of opportunity, then you're going to miss out on maybe one of the biggest investing opportunities that you ever see in your life. So that's going to do it for this one, you guys. If y'all have any questions, just reach out and holler. Come see us at Market Misfits Academy on Facebook. Send us an invite. Send us a message. If you have any questions, drop a comment, and we will see y'all on the next one. See ya.